All right, hello everyone. This morning we are finally here. Today's date is March 23rd, and it's the big date where Pluto is moving out of Capricorn into Aquarius, and I can't be more excited about this. So that's what we're going to be tapped in and tuned in to talk about for a little bit this morning. Hi, my name is Nancy Rebecca. I've been teaching psychic intuitive development for over 25 years now and really been following the frequencies. And I think this is the highlight. It feels like a highlight for me. So I'm tuned into Facebook Live and YouTube Live. So go ahead and pop on and let me know where you're tuning in from. What are you drinking this morning? I have my little Bigfoot mug that my son and his family got me for Christmas. I wouldn't say that I was always a huge Bigfoot fan, but um, I went to a conference last year and learned a little bit more than I knew before, and it's quite fun. So anyway, that's me this morning. What are you all drinking, and how are you feeling? Last week, I thought Monday was Friday. I thought Wednesday was Tuesday. It was all over the map. And then this week, it has felt as if every single moment has expanded. It feels like this expanded time instead of this contracted time. So Julie's saying she's feeling tired. We have Mary who's saying happy, I love that. Happy Cosmic Shift Day. Very, very, very exciting. And aren't you excited that you are awake enough, that you are conscious enough to actually be able to witness this shift and have a slight understanding about what it's all about? I mean, we're pretty fortunate for those of us who are not going to let this day pass like any other day, because it is not like any other day. So good morning, Nancy from Vancouver Island. Hello from Caslow, BC. Lots of BC and lots of Canadian. We have Verna from Alberta. So good morning, good morning, good morning. Or wherever you are. Someone else saying, feeling tired over full. Now that's really interesting because I can relate to what you're saying. I can relate to what you're saying. All right, let's get started. Okay. So we had a huge, we just got through the spring equinox, which was on Monday. And now we've got a lot of galactic light codes coming in. So let me just try to go through. Good morning from Trinidad, Sam. That's awesome. So we're going to go through just step by step, just to help your mind have a greater level of consciousness. Your spirit already knows what's happening. Your spirit's been preparing for this time for a long time, but your physical body and your mind may not be able to totally wrap your mind around it. So let's go ahead and do this. So I'm titling this the Capricorn Aquarian Shift into Freedom. If I were to just put one word, now you have to understand I was born in the sun sign of Aquarius, but I have like 5 planets in Capricorn, so I'm not going to totally bash Capricorn. However, Capricorn is very structured. I'm going to say it's more contracted, it's more kind of focused, it's tight, tight, tight. Aquarius is more about expansion, about freedom. And so I always kind of think about the 60s where, you would have the flowers in your hair and it would be love and peace. That's really what Aquarius is about. But if you think about it, we can't just, dance in the field and sing about love all day, although that would be lovely, right? But we still have to put food on the table, and we still need to have some sort of structure, outline, or plan, strategy moving forward. So we are going to also do a little meditation today to help you look into what this future or what these next few years are going to feel like to you, just so that you can get that little sampler. Yes, Annette, yay for freedom. And yes, Christy from Puyallup, good morning to you too. All right. So Capricorn shift happening today, absolutely the most significant moment of my entire life. Pluto is moving over into the sign of Aquarius and will stay there until 2024. Now, for those of you who are the astrologers who are following the minute by minute, blow by blow planetary shifts, that would not be me. I don't understand astrology that much. However, realizing that it's going to go back into Capricorn, back into Aquarius, back into Capricorn, back into Aquarius several times before 2024, when it actually moves into Aquarius and will stay there till 2024. So when I was kind of reading about that, I thought this is kind of like labor pains, like you've got that contraction and then relax and contraction and relax until we are finally birthed into this Aquarian phase for the next 20 years. So I don't always get those conjuncts and those squares and those Mercury retrogrades and all of that stuff, but I do know how I feel during those times, what those frequencies feel like during those times. I've already heard from someone who said, wow, they just really, almost like clockwork, felt the shift that happened. Did any of you have any of you felt any different? So I'm really curious about, how you're doing this morning. So the frequencies, when I think about things of frequencies, for me as a clairvoyant, as a psychic seer, frequencies might come as a feeling, but mostly I can see color and I can also hear sound. I don't know if any of you are having the ringing in the ears. It's not too over the top right now, but it's definitely active in the background. Think about things like this molecular structure being in a certain way, and then suddenly that molecular structure changes. Or you can think of it in terms of the larva that goes into the cocoon that's going to change into a butterfly. I remember I was so shocked when I found out that it actually liquefies on the inside. All the little molecules and cells, move around, restructure themselves, reorder themselves so they can turn into a butterfly. So that's basically in a nutshell what's happening right now. So these galactic light codes are flooding to the earth. I have talked about light codes before. There are a lot of people talking about light codes, more than even 6 months ago, more than even a year ago. Like even 5 years ago, had you ever even heard of a light code? So right now there's a lot of light codes that are coming to the earth, and the light code is coming in. It's like a mist. If you've ever stood, in a fog or the low-lying clouds and all that mist coming in. So you imagine these little microscopic little messages of high level knowledge that's flooding through, it's flooding into our aura. And for some of you, you may be feeling or expand into this higher capacity to understand high level knowledge. So yeah, do I think that this is happening and it's really going to happen? I absolutely do. I've seen too many things in the last 25 years to be able to deny this. So we have Amaral, yes, felt the complete shift in the last 2 weeks. Feels like it's been 2 years worth of upgrades, downloads, DNA awakening. Couldn't have said it better. A Facebook user saying, I felt very positive shift in my thinking. Oh, that's another big thing. It had not been in a place I wanted to stay in. I welcome the shift. Please tell us it will stay. So it's not totally going to stay, but you get that sampler of the food platter and you're like, okay, how soon can I get back to that restaurant to order that same dish again? It's going to be like that. Like I had someone this weekend after the equinox said, I feel lighter, brighter. I feel better than I have felt in my whole life. And this person's in their 60s. And they were like, is it going to stay this way? And yeah, that expanded state, we would like for it to. But remember, your physical body is going to go through those ascension shifts. So, what are the current frequencies that you might notice as Pluto starts to illuminate through Aquarius? Information highway. Information highway. This means that the light codes are infusing like that light mist. And this mist of light can be absorbed through the auric field, awakening you to higher levels of understanding concepts that were previously unrelatable. So when I asked Spirit for an example of what that might be, Spirit said, remember Albert Einstein. So I'm old enough to remember, Albert Einstein in the science world was like this god. And his capacity to understand beyond, mathematical concepts, scientific concepts, concepts of energy that he was able to put into mathematical equations. So if you just imagine that you were sitting in the auditorium where he's working on the board in the front with all these calculations, your eyes kind of roll in the back of your head, and it's like, I can see this guy. He looks like a genius. He's incredible. He's tapped in, but I don't understand a darn word he's saying. So, that's back in the 40s. So here we are now in 2023, and we can start to understand these larger concepts that he would have talked about before. But now, as we shift more into Aquarius, it's almost like we're all catching up with the mind that he had. Isn't that exciting? So, as I said, I could just say, wow, this is incredible, but I don't understand what you're saying. So, we're going to find out more and understand more. As we adapt to the ability to understand these higher concepts of knowledge, all of this can and will change you. All of it will and can change you. Why? Because Aquarian frequencies catapult all of humanity's ability to grasp complex thinking in ways you couldn't do before. It's not like you're going to wake up tomorrow and suddenly you're an Einstein. That's not what's going to happen. This can happen over the next 20 years. But can you imagine? You can't just flip on that light. It's when I had my out of body experience. And let's just say, just 1 minute, I was this muggle. I was just like worried and stressed and tapped out, and the straw that broke the camel's back. I was so broken, and every aspect of my life was falling to pieces. And then I had my out of body experience, and suddenly I could see the spirit world at the same time I could see the physical world. I could see your loved ones and guides and aura and chakras. Did this blow my mind and make me feel like I was crazy? Absolutely. Did that world exist? I was seeing it, but nobody had ever told me that world existed. So it's not going to be like that for everyone. For most of us, it will be more of a gradual shift. And you want to be grateful for that, because these sudden shifts really can turn your life upside down. And we're getting enough of those sudden shifts anyway. All right. But over the next 20 years, you will begin to know even more what you are capable of. Expect to notice greater communication between nature, animals, and humans at a telepathic level. And for those of you who are not, you don't quite get that concept about what telepathy is you have a thought, and the energetic frequency of that thought goes out into the room that you're in, and somebody else can pick up that thought. Or halfway around the world, on the other side of the planet, somebody can pick up that thought. We are already doing that at a mass scale. It's just you haven't been conscious of it before. Now you're going to be more conscious of it so that you can start on purpose working with it. But nature, how many of you can think back even 1 to 2 years ago, you're walking through nature and it feels like nature. It's kind of distant. And now all of a sudden you walk through nature And it's almost as if you can feel the energetic field of the trees and the stones and the grasses and the animals, and the plants. Suddenly it's like their energy field is touching your energy field, and it's just activating your sensory capacity in your body. So that's really what you can expect to feel more of, where you feel that love and that support of nature, even if you live in the city and you're just walking down the street. But the reason why your sensory capacity is more on this kind of heightened sense is because more of your spirit from that 5D level is able to come into the 3D level. Yeah, they are alive. This Facebook user says they are alive. Absolutely. Freedom will be the largest frequency that you're going to feel. Freedom. Now, you can think of freedom with your head, but how is freedom going to actually feel in your body? You will be feeling freedom off and on. Remember, I said contract, expand, as Pluto moves back into Capricorn and back into Aquarius. It's going to do that a few times, but just know that it will remain in that more expanded state once and for all for the next 20 years. Everything right now is ripe and ready for a rapid frequency of expanded freedom. Everything is ripe and ready. And how it's going to show up at the human level is anyone's best guess. So when I knew there was a big shift that started happening around 2017, and it happened to be with the blue light movement and the blue star celestial beings that came through to say they were assisting us on the planet. So I suddenly expected to see kind of this glorious utopia of love and light, that you would just walk down the street and just feel these bursts of love from everyone around you, and you were sending out love. And so we really thought that this kind of age of Aquarius, that we would start to feel that way suddenly. And it didn't turn out that way. How it kind of turned out is, I'm going to just say the ugly underbelly of the energetic frequencies. So as that light comes in, it illuminates that darkness. So we've really been pushing it to the surface. You've all been working really, really hard. We haven't just been struggling and suffering through this. We've been participating in healing the world. So it has not been a wasted time. So the past several years have grounded us more into our body than we have been in our entire life. So you've heard me talk about ascension symptoms. Ascension symptoms simply means as your physical body starts to ascend more in that expanded freedom and light, you can think, oh, this is going to feel beautiful. But what's under the surface that's contracted, manipulative, controlling, that is going to dissolve and go away. But it's not going to just dissolve and go away without a fight. So you're going to notice that a lot for those of you who have managed to move through your life by controlling everything around you. That moving into that state of freedom means to you everything's unfolding as it should, everything's right where it's supposed to be. And if you were like, that is not possible unless I'm managing everything around me, yeah, you're going to struggle just a little bit, but you won't be able to struggle forever. I mean, it will shift, but yeah, good changes. So as more of your light comes in, you are going to have more physical ascension symptoms. Let's be honest, we've been working on those. For the last 10 years? Intense health issues being pushed to the surface, not feeling good, eye stuff, hearing, stomach stuff, achy bones. We've been doing that. We have the t-shirt. We should be well practiced at it. The big stuff right now has to do with the head, the neck, and the shoulders. And the reason why is that there's this spiritual apparatus, I'll call it. You've got chakras that go all the way around the head. You've got chakras that come around the base of the skull. You have chakras that go across the shoulders, up the back of the neck. And all those little energy vortex points that help bring the light into your body, they can get really clogged and congested with a lot of old energy. Well, just imagine as the vibe's going up, those little chakras are getting really highly activated. But as they do this, it stirs up, and then you can feel headachy and shoulder aches and neck aches, confusion. But they're clearing out, and that's what's happening. So you can be grateful that you are in the healing process while you might take, a couple of Tylenol or ibuprofen. I'm a nurse. I'm not prescribing that for you. It's against the law for me to do that. But you could also take hot baths and drink chamomile teas, and you can go out for walks, and those will help the headaches. So just know that your spirit is shimmying on down right now, rapidly into the body. So for some of you, you might have heightened headaches. But clairvoyance, so clairvoyant is the sixth chakra, the pineal, the ability to see out your third eye. So remember, I said you've got all this chakra, all this is opening up. But what else is going to happen when that opens up? Your intuition, your psychic ability. And this is for everybody, people. This is why I've been teaching this for 20 years and more. Because Spirit told me millions and millions and millions of people are going to be awakening to their intuitive psychic ability. And suddenly they would have been, rigid skeptics the day before, and then suddenly they're no longer a skeptic, and they're going to need to be able to find you, Nancy, or they're going to be able to need to find other people who can help kind of show you that you're not crazy, you're just simply intuitive. And so this is what's happening right now. More of this is opening up. So when you get those little aches and pains around the head and shoulders, just say, yeah, I've got some new intuitive gifts coming up. So you're going to have greater clarity, greater clear seeing, cutting through illusion, and illuminating truth. All right, we've been doing this for a long time, illuminating truth. And yep, we still have more truth to illuminate. What are some of the significant astrological events? Of course, we know Pluto is a planet. Pluto's signature frequency personality. Spirit told me, if you add the spice of pepper to a soup, it enhances the flavors and adds a little spice. So this is what Pluto does. Pluto has its own little signature personality. Pluto is known for destruction, regeneration, death, rebirth, power, and control aspects. In addition to those, Pluto will lead you into deep psychological transformation that will result in big rewards. So I just mentioned that one of the big rewards is heightened levels of intuition and psychic abilities. Pluto loves to take you through the metamorphosis of transformation to help you navigate all crisis. So you guys have been doing a great job navigating crisis for the last 10, 20 years. And now Pluto's going to come in and into Aquarius and do it in a more expanded, free way. So Capricorn signature, bringing in the personality signature of Capricorn, is the overachiever, hardworking, push towards success. This power is at the top of the leadership structure, driving to be first no matter the cost. Capricorn frequencies create structures in business, banking, and politics, making great authoritarian CEOs of companies. Capricorn, though, does have a tender and caring side, but the drive to be on top can mask the more sensitive sides. So imagine Capricorn has been influencing you for 20 years. That drive, it's been influencing you. Now it's going to shift to Aquarius. So Capricorn stepping aside. Now, Pluto's highlighting Aquarius. The Aquarian signature is dramatically different. So you're going to feel different. Aquarian is a mental sign that will awaken the brilliance of your mind. The signature of Aquarian is starting to awaken. So you maybe only use smaller sections of your mind, and now you're going to be using many, many more. You're going to have a lot of brilliance of your own mind come to the surface. Information highway comes in. Like I said, Einstein, you're going to be able to understand that better. Pluto in Aquarius shines a light on building our future. Technology, science, medical breakthroughs. I'm a nurse, so I'm loving that one. Quantum frequency shifts. I'm loving that one too, as our medicine moves more into the quantum frequency realm. As I said, intuitive psychic ability, intuitive psychic ability, intuitive psychic ability. You're going to have a lot of good company in your intuitive psychic ability. With Aquarius, Aquarius is group focused on a mass scale. So with Pluto, you're directed to no longer just think about yourself. No longer think about yourself. You're no longer going to just be able to think about yourself without thinking about your community as well. That your decisions are going to influence your community. So how do you want to influence your community? So that's going to be happening. You won't be able to be selfish anymore. Maybe you've got 15 more years of selfishness, but somewhere in that 20 years, you're going to start thinking of power to the people. Aquarian is very eccentric and unique. This just means that you're going to honor everyone's uniqueness, and everyone's going to honor your uniqueness. Isn't that awesome? Freedom. Aquarian is all about freedom. Aquarius is innovative. With the innovation ability of Aquarius, remember, these are just these little frequency codes kissing every single one of your auras into being activated and innovated, fueling momentum to assist to solve world problems. Aquarius is more than anything else a true humanitarian. So with Pluto behind any humanitarian mission, there's going to be grassroots, bottom-up changes in the world. Power to the people. So I'm going to tell you, we've literally already witnessed this shift. And I'm going to tell you what we've just witnessed. It was on the news last night. So what was announced on the news on CNN, that there are 40 law schools and almost as many medical schools that have made the decision to opt out of the college university ranking system. So what they realized in these last 20 years, it's like if you were a parent raising your kids, you want your kids where? Go to Harvard, go to Yale, go to these high level Ivy League schools. If you wanted to go to medical school, if you wanted to get the best job as a doctor, or a nurse, you had to go to these top schools. They are opting out of that. They are saying we are no longer going to compete for the top. That's very Capricorn. Now they're saying, and you don't have to become a doctor to feel like you've been successful in life. Now the universities are offering a wide range of education so that you can choose if you want to go to college or not. You can choose what you want to study in college. And that pressure to drive to success at these high level colleges is becoming a thing of the past. Can you believe that? Can you really? That is huge Capricorn shift into Aquarius, where they're like, all colleges are free and open to accept students. You can go anywhere you want, and all of it's great. If you don't want to go to college, that's great too. Wow, that's one thing. So we're going to expect to see a lot of those kinds of things. All right. How can you ride the waves of these awesome changes? You could feel cranky, you can feel crabby, you could feel contracted, you could feel controlling. So do not blame, shame, fight, or control. Speak to those around you who can understand to trust this transformation is going to support them as well. Pluto can represent control and manipulation. So if you're trying to control or manipulate someone or something else, it's going to backfire in a huge way. Not my words, an astrologer's words I was listening to. The last time Pluto was in the sign of Aquarius was, I'm not going to get the dates exact. What did you say? How is that a good thing? That'll lower our standards. What are the standards? You'll have to be a little more specific about the standards. Okay, so historically, that's the time where the Constitution in the United States was created. And remember, there was a mass movement from Europe over here to the United States, to this land, mass movement of colonists to escape political, financial, religious persecution and corruption from their homeland. And we ended up simply repeating it again. So now as we're moving back into Aquarius, that was almost 400 years ago, or anyway, 300 years ago. Now we have an opportunity to do it right this time. Okay. Sleep well, take naps, go for walks, be in nature, eat healthy, and most of all, Spirit said, number one at the top of everything is stay very, very hydrated. Oh, I see what you're saying, Rachel. The education standards will lower. We will not value things in a hierarchical. So this is what's happening, Rachel. As a society, we will no longer value things on a hierarchical level, that the equal opportunity for everyone. So for example, we have in our state, we have the University of Washington, which is considered one of the top medical schools in the entire United States. I went to nursing school. I mean, I dreamed to go to the University of Washington. I didn't have the grades to go to University of Washington, but I did go to a local community college to become a registered nurse. And I'll just let you know, when we took the boards, we kicked butt. At our little 2-year, 3-year community college, we surpassed the University of Washington in our boards. This is what's happening, Rachel and everybody else. It's like, was it lowering standards to go to a community college? This is the frequency. No, it's not lowering standards. It was a great school. Okay, so let's do a little meditation. Anyway, we're going to be seeing more of that. We're going to find shocking, and it's going to make our head have to reorganize itself like the little larvae in the cocoon turning into a butterfly. Everything's going to have to shift, and it's going to shift. Okay. Awesome. Let's just do a little meditation. It's already 7:34. And let's just get a sense about what these new frequencies are going to feel like for us. So go ahead and close your eyes and turn within. And when you turn within, just say hello to your body and just quickly ask your human body, in what ways can you best support it during these changes? Say hello to your higher self, your higher wise self that is absorbing a lot of high level knowledge. bringing it down into the body through these light codes to help kind of really activate higher levels of knowledge and understanding. So say hello to your spirit. And like with everything else that we do here at Intuitive Mind, everything starts with grounding. So right now, go ahead and imagine as this big rattling truck goes by, imagine that you're like this tree with ancient, deep roots going all the way down to the center of the earth. Grounding assists you to feel really solid in yourself, really centered and focused in yourself. So allow gravity to pull your grounding energy deeper and deeper and deeper until you get to the magnetic Earth's core, and then wrap your root system around that core. Wow, that really helps a lot. And so now imagine we're going to work with 4 colors today. You don't have to work with 4 colors. This just came through from Spirit. Gold. Sorry, I would mute myself if I could, and I cannot. So gold, silver, cobalt blue, lapis blue, and emerald green. So let's create this large, let's just call in this cosmic ball of light, emerald green, lapis blue, silver, and gold. Call it into the room where you are to begin just flowing through your entire aura, filling up your aura with light, filling up your body with light, and then wherever you've got blocked energy, it will dissolve it and then let it flow right on through your body, down your grounding to the center of the earth, and let it just keep flowing like a tap that's turned on. You may feel and experience a softening around the head, a lightness around your 6th chakra as those upper chakras get a little more activated. Feeling your shoulders drop and relax. And now let's just pretend and imagine that you are standing in front of these enormous doors. They can be metal doors, they could be wood doors, they could be doors of light, doors of plants. It could be stone doors on this nice kind of pivoting system. Don't open the door yet. Just focus on the enormous size of these doors in front of you. Notice your feet standing on the ground. You might look down to see what you're wearing. You're allowing your spirit to create the vision through your imagination. On the other side of that door is the frequency that you are going to be living in until 2044. So we're not 100% in there, but go ahead and those doors are going to open with great ease as you stand in that frequency of where we are moving. And then you can just step into the doorway or just a little bit beyond that door opening. Just for one full minute of quiet, let yourself sense what the feeling is going to be like for you over the next 20 years. Imagine opening your heart chakra, receiving the frequency. You may notice your chakras, your energy centers starting to get activated like somebody's flipped a switch. Just feel that all the way down into your hips and your legs as well. I'm noticing a few of you feeling a little dizzy. So just know that's your crown chakra getting activated. All right, let's go ahead. This is just a little sampler. You can always revisit that place. You're welcome to leave the doors open or closed. It's personally up to you. And then go ahead and step back and just imagine you're moving back into the room where you are. You're fully present in your body. Just set the intention to let go of anything that is out of balance with Pluto coming into Aquarius. Just imagine dropping it down your grounding. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes and go ahead and stretch out. What did you notice when you open the doorways? If you can put that in the comments section. We have definitely run over this morning, but it's definitely worth the extra time. One of the Facebook users said, my head feels woggy and weird. It must be some blocks, which is true, some energy blocks, but it's also a more rapidly expanding crown chakra. So you can just imagine, you expand it into that light, just imagine that crown chakra just closing down a little bit so that you can be more present again. Yes, the crows, Julia, if you hadn't said it, I wouldn't have remembered, but you're right, the crows were very active. I have a lot of crows in my yard. A bright white light, tons of fresh air. Verna's saying felt her chakras moving, complete light enlightenment feeling, amazing. Annette, No physical form, but I started sneezing. Yep, sneezing really can pop open those chakras. Feel yourself vibrating. A lot of teal green, Mary. I'm telling you, there's a lot of teal green I've been seeing the last few days as well. Like-minded people and sunshine. All right, everyone, that's awesome. You just keep posting because I will, after I go off live, I will continue to read those posts on YouTube and on Facebook. I want to tell you we have our 3-day free workshop event coming up April 19th, 20th, 21st. I'll be sending a lot of information out about that. We are opening our Psychic Mastery 1 program on April 20th. This might be the only time that we open it this year. And it's only because we have a lot going on. We've got the blue light movement this year, so we're trying to figure out where we would fit in a second time. So you just want to take advantage of this time that it opens up in Psychic Mastery 1. But you can get on my mailing list. And you can also go over to the Facebook Intuition with Precision page. We'll be announcing a lot of that there. So save the date, write it on your calendar so that you can be thoroughly immersed with the rest of us during that time in April. Take care, everyone. Thank you, Warrior Girl. You too have a blessed day. Please smash the like button. On YouTube, she's always saying that, and Facebook. That's great. All right, everyone, I have run way over. Gosh, I just wish that we could just sit in the living room here and just talk about all this excitement. And so we'll just do it at a telepathic level. All right, take care, everyone, and I will see you next week right here at the same time. Bye-bye.